Hey everyone, my name is Will. Welcome to Room and Goods. So Star Wars Squadron is coming out this Friday, October 2nd, and I can't wait for the release because it will be playable in VR. So let's talk a bit about the game details, the game modes, the controllers, and will it be playable on the Oculus Quest. So as far as Star Wars Squadrons coming out, I'm personally hyped about this game because it's actually fully playable in VR. I think this game is meant to be played in VR, and the publisher made it clear that it was designed with VR in mind from the beginning. It's definitely not an afterthought. Plus, I'm kind of curious if sales of VR headsets get a boost because of this game. And there are advantages of playing in VR rather than on a flat screen because it's played inside the cockpit majority of the time, which makes it an ideal experience for VR. It's just easier just to turn your head and look around the cockpit, and that also includes increased awareness of the things around you like enemy ships. Those reasons alone can give you advantages over a non-VR player. Now, the Star Wars gameplay trailer was revealed during EA livestream and looks incredible. Surprisingly, it revealed a lot of elements of gameplay. So we got ship cosmetic item customization of the interior and exterior of the ship, a huge selection of changeable components, customization of the appearance of the pilots. I can easily say I'll be pre-ordering this game because it's looking like an incredible Star Wars game. So it will be released for PC, PS4, and Xbox. For VR, it will support the following headsets: the Valve Index, HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, Windows Mixed Reality, and perhaps the Oculus Quest via the link cable or through the virtual desktop. But that has not actually been confirmed. I'm assuming it will work. I don't see why it wouldn't work, but I'll definitely be testing this out. So for now, the answer is it should work. The game will cost $39.99 US. If you are playing on the PC, you can download the game on Steam, Amazon, and on Epic Games. The minimum system requirement on the PC to play in VR is the following, but here is the recommended system requirements. And for the consoles, you can pre-order on the Microsoft Store for Xbox One, Best Buy, Amazon, and the PS Store. I'll put all the links below if you are interested. As far as the controllers, you can use a gamepad, keyboard, and a mouse, or a Hotas for a PC. Personally, I will be using the Thrustmaster T60000 flight sticks. For PSVR, it will support the DualShock 4 and a Hotas, but you will have to download the patch in order to enable that feature, which will be available to download on day 1 of release. You can also use the Hotas for the Xbox as well. Just make sure you pick up the correct one that's designed specifically for the console, like the T-Flight, because according to Ian Fraser, it won't work with the T16000 because it's designed for the PC. So again, just be sure you get the right one. So it's a first-person view space combat game in the Star Wars universe that sets after Episode 6 Return of the Jedi, that has a single mode and multiplayer game mode where squadrons will go head to head in a dogfight mode or a mode called Fleet Battles. We'll definitely talk more about that soon. Plus, it does not have any microtransactions. Everything is unlocked and earned in the game, like abilities, cosmetics of the ships, and additional components. Now, let's talk about ship classes. So with starfighters, there are 4 separate ship class fighters in the game, and each ship has its own capabilities. The fighter is the most versatile ship. The class includes the TIE Fighter and the X-Wing. Based on these stats, seems like the fighter is faster than the X-Wing, but the X-Wing is actually tougher in terms of durability. Next, the Interceptor class. This includes the TIE Interceptor and the A-Wing. It's known for its speed and maneuverability that is ideal for destroying starfighters, but the TIE Interceptor looks a lot faster than the A-Wing. Support ship class includes the Reaper and the U-Wing, which supports allies with supplies like health or ammo, as well as disrupting enemy fighters. And there's a bomber class that includes the TIE Bombers and the Y-Wing, which are heavy hitters of all the classes that can damage capital ships or starfighters. However, the speeds of the ships are slow. Now moving on to the cockpit. So let's start with the sensors. So the sensors will tell you what your objectives will be and the location of enemy fighters. The component shows what hardware your ship contains, which also shows your ammo supply, and right above that displays your laser chart. The ship status indicator deals with your health of the ship and your shields. Combat display is a targeting system that displays information of what ship you're actually targeting and how much health they possess. Power management allows you to change where you want to focus your ship's power. You have 3 options: engine power, which translates to speed, laser power, and shield power. And finally, you have a speed indicator or throttle option, which shows how fast you're actually moving. And if you notice, there's a fun little Easter egg in the trailer. There's actually a bobblehead on the Starfighter dashboard with the Millennium Falcon hanging off the side, which I thought was a pretty cool detail. I'm actually wondering if that's actually an option. Okay, next is customization. This guy will be basically your mechanic that will be assisting you on pimping out your ship. So we have options like custom paint jobs, but hopefully we can do more than just a custom paint job. Now also, you can add in components with 60 different components. Some are weapons, shields, or droids, or sensors, missiles, or boosters, all for you to add to your ship. I think this is all very exciting and impressive, and I can't wait to get into the customization of the starship. It seems like you can go pretty deep with customization, but please keep in mind not all the customizations will be unlocked at the start of the game. According to EA, you have to unlock these components during gameplay by completing certain challenges. Also, not all components like the tractor beams or weapons will be available for all ship classes, because it won't make any sense on certain ships like heavy weapons on the TIE Interceptors because it's known for its speed. So you got 7 different component slots. You got your primary weapon, 2 auxiliary slots that aid in repairing or engaging your enemies, countermeasures, shield, hulls, and engine. Each component offers unique advantages to each of the ship, and most of them will have trade-offs. Shield system, for example, will have better protection against blaster fire but less against missiles. Now, it's great that you can customize your ship, but the most important element in the game is how you actually use them in battles. So during combat, this is when mastering your power management on your dashboard comes into play by adapting to situations of your squadron. During battle, you'll have to control how much you want to channel each of your components, like your engine power, which is speed, laser power, which is offense, and shield strength, which is defense. This is what can separate you from other pilots or squadrons. So apparently, not all starfighters will have shields, but for those who have that option, you can manually focus that shield on certain sections of the ship. For instance, you can focus it entirely to the back depending on the situation at hand. So basically, it will give you additional protection to one part of the ship's hull if someone's attacking you from behind. But it is a trade-off because it will leave, for instance, the front of your ship very vulnerable. Plus, with shields, it may cause your ship to decrease speeds and offensive capabilities versus the unshielded ships. But the unshielded ships, for example, can quickly transfer power to the engine or blasters when they need them the most. So learning which starship performs best for you and your capabilities, plus keeping your team in mind to balance out the strength or weakness, will definitely be the key to your team's success. Therefore, depending on what components you choose, it can completely modify the way your ship handles, functions, and survive. So strategy has a lot to do with how you play this game. It's just not shoot everything down dogfight. You can also not only customize one pilot, but 2 pilots. One from the Republic Vanguard Squadron and one from the Galactic Empire Titan Squadron. So you'll be playing 2 sides of the story, which will give you 2 different perspectives of the story, which will be interesting. You can be an alien species or a regular human being. So moving on, let's talk about the different battle modes. Dogfight mode is where you can go head to head with your enemy in a 5 versus 5 battle. This is where you'll be practicing your skills with various components that you have chosen. But the most interest that players will have is called Fleet Battle mode, where 5 players on each side, consisting of a bigger battle that will roll out on multi-stages. So the goal is to work with your squadron to destroy a capital ship, but each battle will start with a dogfight before players can actually lead an attack or defend against 2 medium-sized capital ships, and finally attack and destroy the massive flagship. This mode will also include options of playing against AI bots, either solo or both, or you can play with real players online. So there's a lot of flexibility with this game. So when developing the gameplay, EA's Motive Studio, Ian Fraser, who is a creative director, mentioned along with his team, they were determined to get the feel of Star Wars space combat as close as possible to the Star Wars movie. So this means a lot of research and a lot of testing was involved. So they did rewatch many of the Star Wars films, plus some of the aerial combat was influenced by World War II aerial combat footage, which I thought was an interesting fact. Majority of the gameplay will be played in a cockpit on an iconic Star Wars ship, which plays perfectly in VR. So that's all I got for today. You can pre-order the game right now for $39.99 US. As always, if you liked the video, press the like button and consider subscribing. Talk to y'all later.